so unbelievably disappointed right now.
Well, maybe there'll be blood, death, and violence in the next adventure.
The Amazing Digital Circus received overwhelming success when the pilot premiered in 2023. The series' unique premise, dark comedy, and compelling characters drew a large and supportive audience. One of the most popular characters from the series is Jax, a mischievous and impulsive circus member who has a supporting role in the series. While most of Pomni's new friends are unhappy and trying to make the most of each day in the circus, Jax seems to have made peace with his situation. He teases Pomni for believing she's dreaming and amuses himself by picking on the others. In the pilot alone, he antagonizes Ragatha and Gangle purely for his entertainment. In the second episode, Candy Carrier Chaos, he becomes visibly disheartened when their adventure concludes without more action sequences and violence. Currently, Jax may become increasingly cruel with every episode, which may have consequences in the future. In today's video, we'll discuss why he'll eventually face punishment for his actions.
Alright, Gangle, when we catch up to him, I'll jump over, crawl inside, and shoot him repeatedly until they're unrecognizable.
Number 1. He angers Cain. While Cain's methods are unorthodox and his intentions unclear, he appears to be an agreeable ally for the humans trapped within the digital circus. He gives them bedrooms for a sense of normalcy, creates adventures so they don't succumb to boredom, and rewards the circus members when warranted. He also protects the group from danger, as Ragatha claims he can stop Kaufmo's abstraction form and help her once she's wounded. However, Cain's assistant seems to come with a few rules he expects the humans to follow. In the first episode, Pomni accidentally breaks one of the rules by entering the void, a development that causes Cain to panic before returning Pomni to the circus. Cain may be lenient when someone breaks the rule on accident, but his patience could run thin for someone who purposefully breaks the rules. Jax appears to be this type of person, doing things he shouldn't to make a situation more favorable. In the pilot, when he and Ragatha take Pomni to find Kaufmo, he reveals he has keys everywhere. These keys give him access to everyone's bedrooms, something he shouldn't have access to. Ragatha even claims as much, but to her dismay, Jax alludes to leaving centipedes in her room. Jax doesn't say where he found the keys, but he may have stolen them from Cain. Jax also has special abilities that the other characters have yet to replicate. When he realizes Kaufmo has abstracted, he teleports away, removing himself from danger. Cain is the only other circus member who could teleport at will, which makes sense as he's the AI ringleader of the circus. Therefore, Jax has special circumstances we haven't learned about yet, or he's somehow learned how to manipulate the circus. In the latter case, he may one day answer to Cain for all his meddling.
Cause if it's a new character, we're gonna have to redo this whole theme song.
I'm not doing that again.
Number 2. He harms someone. While most circus members seem to get along, Jax goes out of his way to cause problems. Most notably, he isn't above harming the others for a laugh. In the pilot, he allows Gangle to walk before him on the escalators before reconsidering and pushing her out of the way. He also flees from the abstraction without finding help for Pomni and Ragatha, whom Kaufmo wounds. In Candy Carrier Chaos, he throws Pomni out of their truck to send her after the bandits, which causes her to cling between their two vehicles. The physical strain of holding on was painful, but Jax decided to take his time finding weapons. Jax later makes a deal with the Fudge, a creature banned from the Candy Kingdom due to eating the locals. Although Ragatha claims that the Fudge sounded murderous, Jax brushes off her concerns and claims he'll let the Fudge into the kingdom if they receive help apprehending the bandits. However, when the others find a peaceful solution to the stolen maple syrup problem, Jax is incredibly disappointed, sulking away from the group due to lacking bloodshed and violence. To satiate his desire for more chaos, Jax leaves the gate to the Candy Kingdom unlocked, allowing the Fudge entry before passing through the portal into the circus. Although their adventure was over, it's implied that Jax purposefully allowed the kingdom's people to get eaten by a starved monster. Granted, he only allowed the Fudge to attack NPCs, but his willingness to harm others could result in an intervention from the other circus members.
Oh, hey, maybe I didn't leave the gate unlocked for nothing after all.
What? I thought he was dead!
Number 3. He faces an NPC. When Pomni has the opportunity to talk with Gummigoo, the pair can't help relating and bonding with one another. Not wanting him to feel unimportant due to his origins as an NPC, Pomni offers him an alternative life at the circus. However, when they leave behind the Candy Kingdom, Cain crushes their hope by snapping Gummigoo out of existence, claiming he will begin mixing up who is real and fake otherwise. Pomni is devastated by losing her new friend, but Ragatha reassures her by claiming that Cain sometimes reuses old NPCs, meaning she could see Gummigoo in the future. If that's true and Cain does reuse old NPCs, the older circus members could already have pre-established friends and enemies among them. Jax may have the latter when considering his violent and antagonistic nature. Jax's old enemies could be due to practical jokes gone wrong or inciting violence, as he does when allowing the Fudge into the Candy Kingdom. If Princess Lou returns in a future episode, she may want revenge on the hero who betrayed her people and resulted in the potential loss of dozens. If so, Jax may need to deviate from the adventure to protect himself from his newfound enemy or make amends for his terrible actions. There's also potential for an NPC to sneak into the circus and enact revenge themselves. Aside from Kane believing that Gummigoo had managed to sneak in, there's also an NPC present in the pilot episode when Pomni is searching for Kane. She opens a door to find an NPC sitting in a bathtub. While the NPC doesn't speak, it does shout, sending a screaming face rushing toward Pomni before she escapes. While Kane may have left the NPC there, it's unlikely, meaning they can sneak past him and find Jax given the right circumstances. Number 4. He's all alone. When Candy Carrier Chaos begins, the audience finds Pomni lost amidst a dream. She's completely alone in the circus, calling out for the others before realizing she's in the process of becoming an abstraction. Terrified and desperate for help, Pomni's defenseless when she falls down the hole leading into the dungeon, where she would need to spend the rest of her life among the other mindless creatures. As she falls, she notices the silhouettes of Ragatha, Kane, and Jax. They ridicule her for becoming an abstraction so soon, claiming she doesn't have what it takes to live in the circus. When Pomni awakes from the nightmare, she feels lonely and doesn't trust the other circus members to look out for her. However, her perception changes at the end of the episode when she joins most of the others in holding a funeral for Kaufmo and watches them deliver heartfelt goodbyes to their mutual friend. Curiously, Jax is the only former human who doesn't attend Kaufmo's funeral. It's possible he's still upset with how their adventure ended, but it's more likely he didn't consider Kaufmo a close friend and finds the concept of a funeral silly, especially since Kaufmo isn't dead but changed and locked away forever to prevent him from harming anyone else. However, the others may not take kindly to Jax's absence or recent behavior, which could result in him fending for himself when danger strikes. Pomni's nightmare could become Jax's reality in the future.
I always think I'm prepared for these things, but then you set up the picture and, well, I'm already breaking.
Number 5. He abstracts. The most likely threat and biggest consequence of Jax's actions is him becoming the next abstraction. According to Ragatha, someone becomes abstracted when their psychological state becomes too unstable, either due to exposure to the digital circus or because they stopped holding out hope. In Kaufmo's case, he abstracted once he realized there wasn't a way to escape. It would make sense for someone's mental state to deteriorate over time, but none of Kaufmo's friends expected him to abstract when he did. Many believed Kinger would be next due to his forgetfulness and fearful outbursts. It seems that abstraction doesn't follow a rule of requirements and can't be anticipated. If that's the case, Jax could be next, hiding his instability and fears behind a practiced smile and his harmful pranks.
Ooh, a new AI. You don't want to mess with the new AI, Zuby?
Some fans have already called out the clear change in Jax between the first and second episodes of the Amazing Digital Circus. He may use cruel pranks and jokes to cope with his situation, believing there are no real repercussions in the virtual world. While he behaves like his head is on his shoulders, he could be closer to abstraction than anyone realizes, biding his time with silver-tongued jokes and cunning smiles. Unfortunately, time will reveal Jax's ultimate goal, but he may face the consequences of his actions before seeing it through.
Okay, I've already had enough of these things.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Of course I do. They're the two most mentally stable and capable characters to be paired together.